But we start with Formula One, and Max Verstappen is on the verge of signing a new multi-year deal at Red Bull that will see him earn over £40 million a year, which would put him on par with Lewis Hamilton at Mercedes. The announcement is expected before the end of the week, but according to reports, Verstappen committed to the terms during pre-season testing in Barcelona last week. The existing deal runs until 2023, and the new contract is expected to run close to the newly crowned world champion's 30th birthday. And this is why Red Bull want to secure his future. There's been steady improvement ever since he became the youngest ever F1 driver at the Australian Grand Prix as a 17-year-old. I remember that back in 2015. Known for his blistering pace, uncompromising style, he was beaten by Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas in 2019 and 2020, but he finally got his hands on the world title in controversial circumstances in Abu Dhabi. Let's return to two big stories from the world of Formula One. As you can see, wonderful Craig Slater joins me now. Craig, OK, let's start with that massive news concerning Max Verstappen. What can you tell us?
Yes, credit to the Telegraph newspaper in the Netherlands that they were first with this late last night. We've been able to stand it up independently, that Max Verstappen has committed his future to his Red Bull team. It's the only team, if you include their junior team AlphaTauri, that he's been with throughout his Formula One career. But he, this week, as I understand it, will sign a new multi-year deal which will take him to the brink of his 30th birthday, worth £40 million a year. It's no great surprise, really. He said in the aftermath of his World Championship win in Abu Dhabi that he was ready to do the next 10 to 15 years if he could with Red Bull. He appreciates the fact he's been with them good times and bad. He's helped develop this team. But I think it's interesting with regard to the F1 driver landscape too. On the one hand, it puts him on wage parity with Lewis Hamilton. But it's interesting now, is this a good opportunity for George Russell? It now means Mercedes cannot prize Verstappen away from Red Bull to maybe replace Lewis Hamilton if Hamilton doesn't continue beyond next season. He's got 2 more years contracted to Mercedes. He's 37 years old now. Toto Wolff was always keen on Verstappen, but maybe the events of last season in particular, the bitter title battle, means that was a less than likely option going forward, that Verstappen would go to Mercedes. So maybe George Russell, the young Briton, has the chance over the next 2 years to prove that he is the long-term solution for Mercedes post Lewis Hamilton. Red Bull have got the money to do this now as well. They've cashed in by winning the championship. They've got a big new sponsorship deal with Oracle, which pays around double Verstappen's salary per year. So they have the cash to do this. It makes sense for both parties to secure his services.
Yeah, that's great news for Max Verstappen and for fans of him in a world where good news is kind of hard to come by. So let's move on. And there's also been this statement from Motorsport UK concerning Russian drivers and teams. What does this all mean for F1?
Well, the most significant aspect to this is that the British Federation, Motorsport UK, are taking a different stand to the International Federation, the FIA, who announced this week that they were prepared to allow Russian licensed drivers to compete in their races and championships so long as they raced under an FIA flag. The British Federation, David Richards is its chairman, have aligned themselves with the British government and the wider prescription of the IOC. They quote that in this statement today. They are saying they will not allow Russian licensed competitors to take part in their events. So that means, the headline from this is Nikita Mazepin of the Haas Formula One team will not be able to compete at Silverstone this year. He's Russian licensed. He's also the son of Dmitry Mazepin, who is a close associate of Vladimir Putin. We've been talking about this situation since Russia's invasion of the Ukraine. Haas stripped all the Uralkali sponsorship from their car. The car also carried the colours of the Russian national flag. Those were taken off on the final day of testing. Haas have no comment to make at the moment in terms of Mazepin's future, or indeed how they are going to proceed with or without Dmitry Mazepin's financial backing, which is significant. They are looking at that situation at the moment. But I think this is significant in terms of this Motorsport UK release today. David Richards says, "It is our duty to use whatever influence and leverage we might have to bring this wholly unjustified invasion of Ukraine to a halt. We would encourage the motorsport community and our colleagues around the world to fully embrace the recommendations of the International Olympic Committee and do whatever we can to end this war." So they are in effect saying, we're prepared to do this. Other motorsport federations around the world, you might want to listen to us and follow our example. And if that were the case, I think Nikita Mazepin would find it very hard to put together anything like a Formula One season involving a significant number of races. I think there could be visa issues for him as well. So despite what the FIA said this week, I think Motorsport UK's position today could bring about a situation where Mazepin has no real option to compete in Formula One this season in any meaningful sense.
Okay, we'll watch and wait on that development if it happens. Craig, thank you very much indeed.